There's a couple of other things we need to do. There's a yearbook page, and there's information about our team on that page. So that's looked at in addition to this Chairman's Award. So we have to go and make sure that that is updated and looks good. So there's several websites that we go to and update that. Next page, please. And this is where we started this actually last year, and we're continuing for this year, is where a video must be provided to the judges at the event. So we're very fortunate. Chris has just recently moved from New England, where I grew up, to Kauai, and has agreed to help us with this. So we do a 3-minute video, and it turns out to be part of, if we want, the 5-minute presentation that happens at the competition. And Stephanie last year, who else was with you on your team, Steph? With you and, was it Emily? And Kenji, yeah. Yeah, they did a wonderful presentation to the judges. You get 3 team members maximum.
Your button's way up the water.
Okay. So you get to go before the judge and you present your Chairman's Award. You can show your video or not, it's not required, but you only get 5 minutes to tell the judges how incredible the Kauai Island team is. And our team did an excellent job last year, and that's why we received the Judges Award. We didn't get the Chairman's Award. That's like one team, top team from everybody that showed up in Honolulu for the competition. But we got the Judges Award, it's kind of like second. So we're going to go for first place this year. And you do have to present the DVD to the judges at the end if you don't show it. Or if you show it, you still give them the DVD. Next slide. This is just a quick overview of what you have to do for the video format. It's got specific rules of what you need to do. Next slide, please. You can do tape, you can do still photographs with music, animated, PowerPoint, all of those are options. Next slide. Editing has to be at least 30 seconds, but no longer than 3 minutes. And so I know editing is going to be a big part of this. Okay, next slide, please. And one of the big things, not this slide, next one, please. They talk a lot about is that if you're going to be a winner for the Chairman's Award, which is the highest honor and represents the highest standards of first, they're going to review this video that you create to make sure that you follow the rules, you didn't have any obscene language or anything funky in your video too. And so even though it's the Chairman's Award is, this is in addition to the Chairman's Award, they will review that before they award you the Chairman's Award. Next slide. So here again is the process is on Friday. The competition starts on Thursday. It's 3 days long. So the dates that Mr. Mazzaro told you towards the end of March. Thursday is a lot of getting ready and practice rounds and things like that. Friday morning the matches start. The interviews start with the judges. So we have to be ready by 10 o'clock Friday morning, and they post a list of interviews. And I think we were Friday afternoon. We had several hours. Friday, right after lunch, yeah. So we had some time, but we could go in and we could be the first one on the list this year. So they take place with a panel of judges. How many judges were there? 3 judges, and then we had our 3 team members go in. You got 10 minutes. First 5 minutes you present. The next 5 minutes they ask you questions. So if you're on this team, in addition to doing the writing and stuff, we can have a big team. Those who want to write and those who want to present, we can all work together. Next slide, please. Oh, a couple of notes. Oh, this I thought was kind of cool, is the documentation. If we get letters of reference from the different schools, the principals, that might be something we could add to this year. Newspaper, magazine, articles, if we have the events for your program, we could do that. Next slide. So, all the regional Chairman Award winners go to Atlanta, and then they have the big competition for the ultimate Chairman's Award winner for the International First Robotics Program. I'll be happy this year if we win the regional, and then the next year we'll go for the international. Okay, next slide, please. And this is what the page looks like. So you click on each of these buttons, the team information, the executive summary is our 1,500-word essay, the pictures, the 4 pictures, and then we submit it. Okay, so that's it. Is there any questions about the Chairman's Award?
So I just want to clarify one point. So if you win the Regional Chairman's Award, you get to go to Atlanta to compete. Even in the even if your robot didn't do very well at the competition, you still get to go to Atlanta to compete.
Right. Now, get to go is the catchphrase there. You're eligible to go, but we have to pay to get to go to Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so that's the good news and the bad news is if we win, then we've got to figure out with our fundraising chair how to earn the money to fly the team to Atlanta. Now there are some, yeah, it's pretty fast because you find out the end of March and then you have to go in April. So, but there are companies and teams that support going to this big Atlanta competition. So, anyways, it's an honor, but there will also be work if we win. Yeah.
I've got a question. Any of the kids in here last year, remember who won the robotics competition? What high school? What was any of the teams on that trip? No, on the robotics competition. Nobody can remember, right?
Chairman's Award?
Now, who won the Chairman's Award? Wailua, right?
Didn't they win the year before?
Wailua won.
But
yes.
You can't win 2 years.
Wailua won the robotics competition the year before. But Wailua won a couple years ago the National Chairman's Award competition. They were national champs with this. That's who we're up against.
Yeah.
And they won last year.
But they can't win again.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
But their budget was $100,000.
Yeah, they have a $100,000 budget. They've been doing this now for like 12 years.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah. One of the things, let me just add on that note, that one of the things about FIRST is they encourage helping each other out. So our team could choose to ask Wailua to mentor us. Tell us what you did to win.
Yeah.
And FIRST really encourages this, is cooperation. Compete like heck, but if somebody needs a tool or needs help, you run as fast as you can to help them out.
Yeah, I'd love to see their presentation.
Yeah, so we could do something like that. And there's video teleconferencing and phone calls and emails and ways to connect that we can do it.
Let me ask you guys a question. Why do you think they have this type of competition within the robotics company? Anybody got any ideas?
The other schools. To work with the other schools.
Yeah, I'm talking about the old Chairman's Award idea. The reason is, yes?
To make sure that even if you didn't do it, even if it's your first year and you were kind of hooked with the robot, you can still go on and still experience it.
That's one reason. There's another reason. The reason is business presentations and documentation is a huge part of American business, worldwide business. And they want to expose you guys to what a business presentation is. Okay? They want you to learn they want you to see them and take part in them and learn how to give business presentations. A huge and important skill. And that's why this is in here. All the writing, all the preparation, the movie making, and then the final presentation. When the kids go in to make that presentation, there's no adults. We have to stand outside and the kids go in by themselves. So it's a big deal. And that's why it's in there.